Hello everyone, my name is Wilmer Carcamo and this is Caribe Coffee Podcast. Today we have a wonderful guest with us and her name is Elle Carcamo. She studied in the University of Durham with a Master in Business Administration with over 20 years in experience in business and customer service. Tell us, Elle, about you.
As Wilmer said, I did a Masters of Business Administration at Durham University. I am the creative director of Caribe Coffee Company, although Wilmer does all of the hard work. We always say ideas are great, but the real value of them is nothing. The value is actually in the execution of the ideas, and I guess I have a lot of ideas, but Wilmer executes them. And today I want to talk to you guys about social enterprise and what it is, what are we doing with it, why are we doing it, and how are we doing it.
That sounds pretty impressive. Tell us about it. What is social enterprise?
Well, social enterprise is similar to any other profitable business, but with one important difference. The business decisions in the value chain of the business are made with respect to their social impact on the world. So basically, social enterprises not only want to make a profit, and they do have a financial impact, but they also want to have a social impact. And what I mean by social impact is they want to do good, examples being with the environment, supporting communities, helping people, and sustainability. There's actually two types of social enterprise. That one I just talked about, which is the end product or service can be anything, or the other type of social enterprise is the end product is generally something that's going to help or have the impact itself. So for example, there is a guy who has engineered drinking straws for poor countries in Africa. The drinking straws have filters fixed into them so that it turns dirty, infected water into clean drinking water without too much process. So that is a social enterprise. That company's making money, and it's actually the end product that's got the social impact as well.
Can I ask you why people should be supporting companies that do social enterprise work?
If you want to be socially responsible, and I think there is a general trend towards everyone being more aware of their surroundings and taking care of the planet, but there's always ways to do more, and actually it makes me really sad that there are quite a lot, especially small businesses, but just in general businesses that are so wasteful and don't consider helping others. And I think we would all just live in a better place if all of our businesses were social enterprises. There is another business buzzword called corporate social responsibility, but that tends to be where companies just sort of tick the boxes. Social enterprises tend to go a little bit further. They don't just tick boxes. Their whole being and essence and their whole vision is about giving something back, as well as being a profitable company.
Yeah.
I think a really nice example to do with coffee, and it's really simple. It's never this straightforward, but if you imagine your coffee man wants to sell takeaway coffee in single-use cups, he has the option of using a plastic cup, which is 5 pence, or he could get the special plant-based biodegradable cup, which is 20 pence. Obviously, in the value chain, that is going to cost the company a lot more, but from a social impact point of view, it's going to reduce waste, and it's going to help the environment immensely. But then you also have to consider that extra 15 pence might be chipped off the wages of the staff. So is that going to be fair?
Exactly.
There's other things to consider as well now. The market itself, or consumer pressure, they want environmentally friendly products, and also you can get tax relief on these products.
What do you think about all those biggest companies that they just trying to focus in consume the resources of our planet, but they don't want to put back in place, or they don't want to bring back.
I think what makes me really sad is the really well established companies that are, loaded with billion profits, not million profits, and they're not doing enough, man. They're, like, why do we still have plastic water bottles on the shelves? Like, I don't get it. These companies are making a ton of money. Why have they not come up with something better yet? Like, if we had money, we'd be doing it, and it just really annoys me. Or like, all these large supermarkets, why are they not handling their waste better? For me, there's just not enough responsibility.
But besides just the consumption of plastic and all the products that we bring or we pile into our oceans and our forests, do you think, like, bring it back to the farmers? So my question now is, do Caribe Coffee companies doing something social wise? And could you explain what it is to help everybody, like, what Caribe Coffee Company is doing?
Well, I was gonna talk a little bit about our background and why we did this. So, from the minute I met Will, he always said he wants to help people. It was never about, well, to be fair, he did want to make money as well, but he always says he wants to help people. So even from the beginning, our idea of setting up a company, the first and foremost item in that business had to be helping people. So we came up with a product. We came up with a really good product, and all around it, we looked at ways to improve our surroundings. So when Will went to Honduras to source the coffee, he went directly to the farm cooperative. So he's working directly with farmers and ensuring that the money that everyone pays for their coffee is actually looking after the farmers and their families, and not just governments and not just the middlemen who are taking way too much money out of the pockets of the people that are actually working hard. Well, Will came up with an idea of obviously we run coffee roast profiles here, and there is an amount of coffee wasted that won't go into our final product because our final product is brilliant. But the wasted roasts aren't necessarily undrinkable. They're just not to the standard that we would sell.
They're not just made a standard 100% that we expected.
So we tend to deliver ground, freshly roasted coffee to some homeless shelters in the northeast, and they're generally received with happy smiles. We also provide coffee to our local pediatric emergency centre and to a disabled therapy charity that we actually use the charity ourselves, but it keeps the staff happy.
Exactly. I think there's a way to connect to the community, I think, and it's pretty much just bringing awareness about good product and also about how to support each other as a community. And in this case, for the coffee, is how to support the farmers and eventually support our local community. You don't think so? Sorry.
No, I do. I just was going to talk about that afterwards. I'm going through my list. You're jumping ahead.
We can just move it over.
Yeah, so they're what you would call more of a social impact. So we're helping people in the community, environmentally. So all of the packaging that Caribe Coffee use, I would say at the minute about 90% is recyclable.
Yes.
And we're working on that being 100%. We also started with our markets to sell glass jars. We actually buy the glass jars in and then sell them out at a loss, because we are so passionate about people using glass jars rather than buying our product in plastic. So far it's going well. The idea being is that people buy the coffee in glass jars from the market, and then next time they need the coffee, they return with the empty glass jar and we give them the coffee at a discount. So as soon as they come back for a refill, we actually recoup our lost costs. But we're relying on the customers to do that, and happily we can say that a lot of people have brought their glass jars back for refills. People aren't just buying the coffee to get a glass jar out of it.
I don't think so.
They actually are, again, they're passionate. And we got into that. We have a friend who is trying to live plastic free. Shout out to Annie. And she approached us and said, can I just have the coffee in some Tupperware? Like, I really don't want it in the packaging. And it just sort of grew legs from there. we joined a group, Plastic Free Northeast, and have just sort of tried to develop what we can from there. And then, just as Will had mentioned earlier, our biggest social impact is sustainability farming, making sure that the money we make goes back to the farmers in Honduras. That's essentially a third world country, to make sure that they have lives that are worth living, healthy and safe.
Do you allow me to say anything about the farmers?
Yeah, you can now.
Okay. I think we strongly believe as a company, as a family, that bringing back to the farmers increase the quality of our product, and I think we strongly believe as a family we need to support them, because that's the way our heart is and our vision and mission as a company is.
So even when we sat down and came up with our business vision, one of our sort of taglines that we came up with was that we want to sleep at night, which is actually a bit of an inside joke for Wilmer and I, because we have a child that doesn't sleep. So it's very rare that we physically and literally get to sleep, but also figuratively we want to sleep at night. So, everything that we do, we're aware has an impact on our environment around us, and we want to work as hard as we can, but also make profit to improve our social impact, for sure. Will being Honduran allowed him access to the cooperatives that potentially, someone native to the UK wouldn't be able to sort of go over to Honduras into the mountains and speak to these people safely. And I guess that meant that we could direct access them and make sure that the money was going to the right place. And I think that's one of our main unique selling points is that and the sustainability that allows us. So hopefully this answers a few questions when you are paying for your cup of coffee, where your money goes. It's not all in the back pocket of the CEO. My role, I guess, is to make sure that this stuff keeps going in Caribe Coffee Company, but you should be reassured that every single one of us here has this running through our veins. We are very socially aware. We have benefited massively from the kindness and generosity of others, and certainly want to give back. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you so much for your time, energy, and effort, and all the ideas, executions for every program that you have been creating for Caribe Coffee Company. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Leave us a comment below. Send us a message through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, you can find a podcast on Spotify. A video of the same podcast will be on YouTube. And Ellie will be happy to answer any question regarding social enterprise, on how social impact could affect us or benefit us as a company or as a community. Thank you so much, everyone. This was Wilmer Carcamo from Caribe Coffee Podcast. Have a wonderful day.